Sancha, only Bruce Lieber. Welcome to Bright Beacon. What I'm going to be covering today is the word transformation. What this is about is interdependence, achieving our goals together, no matter what they are, meeting our needs, achieving goals that we have set in our lives with education, vocation, trade, business, or pleasure. But there is a need for transformation. If you want things to stay the same, you do not do anything. But if you want things to change, especially now, etc. Transformation could be interpreted as 4 parts, containing 4 parts, and each part being 3 factors. The first part I would call human. A, self, B, society, and C, environment. They all express different factors of the human. Next parts would be, second, perception, through belief, thought, and feeling. The third part would be choice. Factors A, action, B, consequence, and C, support. Make up choice. The fourth part, will, W-I-L-L. Factors A, challenge, B, reinforcement, C, change. All together, congruently, consistently, and cohesively, but not limited to, contribute to the transformation of self-society and the environment. And again, it is a repetitive cycle. You study these 4 parts and the factors that are outlined here. Factors A, B, and C of parts 1, 2, 3, and 4. I'm going to go through them again. Part 1, human. Factors A, self, B, society, C, environment. Part 2, perception. Factors A, belief, B, thought, C, feeling. Part 3, choice. Factors A, action, B, consequence, C, support, and Part 4, will. Factors A, challenge, B, reinforcement, and C, change. You will have transformation. You do this together. Again, this is Bright Beacon. What do? We help feed, provide, and sustain all of our parts. Every person, natural, individual, human being that is a part of Bright Beacon. Not just online, but out in the community. Electronically and naturally, biologically, etc. Socially. We social, environmental, human. We are all part of one larger goal. Yes, it's sort of the Gestalt psychology, Gestalt, but it's more than that. And less than that at the same time. We're addressing the things in our lives that need to be removed or need to be, negotiated with at a far better level than what we have been in order to accomplish the things that we need to accomplish, that we desire to accomplish. Our desires, outweigh the healthy state or high quality of health, wholeness, wellness of ourselves, our society, our environment, that needs to go. In order just not pursued. Let's touch base on part one, the human aspect of transformation, human part of transformation, which is self, society, and the environment. Let's look at the first, self, which can be defined as the identity, character, or essential qualities of any person or thing, the spirit, mind, and body. The spirit, breath, essence, disposition, being, in the Greek, the pneuma, we get pneumatics, air, when, animus spiritus, animated spirit, person, disposition, character, inclination, arrangement, inclination, choice, bias, favor, particular set of mind, which is linked to, in total, this definition of spirit is the sum total of the individual's being, mind and body, and interaction supporting self's character. This arrangement yields disposition, inclination. This is character. The mind, Greek, psyche, life, competus mentis, consciousness, thinking, intelligence of the human brain, biological apparatus of thinking, feeling, and behavior, and the belief linking with the body and spirit, awareness, mindfulness, and intelligence. The body of self, soma, the corpus, the body, flesh, the anatomical, physiological human self, etc., the head, torso, limbs. Okay? Now, only view ourselves in the mirror. When I view myself in the mirror, I see this physical being looking back at me, and I like what I see, and I don't like what I see. If I do not like what I see, and I want to change, I would like to make that change in a permanent direction to where I like myself. But if I don't like myself on the inside, this may sound superficial, and it can be if you want it to be. But if you want it to be endearing, then it doesn't have to be just skin deep. Change the spirit and the mind. Sounds pointedly impossible. That's why the society comes in. Where a group of individuals join together in community, societas, and peace, community, representation, and association. Community is all the people living together for the purpose of relative peace in a relative area. Community starts first with family. If you don't have a healthy, whole family unit, yourself, siblings, parents, grandparents. And if you don't have siblings, what is your family? Someone that you are either adopted into or you're born into, really doesn't matter. Your family represents the first aspect of who you are and how you relate to the world, to existence. The next step, a sub-factor or sub-part of society would be representation. That's a form of government concerned with the needs, health, and laws of relative communities. So you have your family, and then you have your community, which make up of the relative individuals within your not just geographical area, but your trade, your discipline, if you're a child, the children within your region, your school, etc. All those people who make up all those parts of the community that bring it to life, that bring function to something that didn't exist before. And then you have something called the association. So you have the community, you have representation, you have association. Associations are organizations linking representation in the community and their labor, market, and trade. And this takes relationship, and that's a good thing. So community is self, family, and neighbors. Legislative, justice, executive, representation, and association is community, representation, and trade commerce. And then we move to something called environment, which is the third factor, or C, A, B, and C. A, self, B, society, C, environment. You have now the internal, external, and integral combined factors influencing and or influenced by through the natural scientific governing laws of existence, producing, inhibiting, and or regressing life and or function, substance, frequency, and material. This is all in Omnism, Volume 1, The Philosophy of Law. That will come much later on, quite Beacon. But the internal aspect of the environment are all existing factors within the jurisdiction of self and society, contributing to life and or function of the existing jurisdictions not living. External, all external factors without the jurisdiction of self, contributing to life and or function of the existing jurisdiction is not living. Self and society. And then integral is all the existing internal and external factors contributing and supporting the living or non-living life or function of all things relatively permanent within relative space, time, change, which is substance. And, I said the environment, the internal, the external, and integral really does shape and influence how society exists, and that shapes how the self exists, the individual, human being, myself, yourself, ourselves, etc., and vice versa. We all affect and affect one another, and we should be doing this in a healthy way. Striving, not struggling. Struggling is what we do first, I guess, get up and walk, so yes, we're allowed to struggle, with it. And, struggling to fit in with what we haven't done before. So everything is new, and it may be uncomfortable. But then we strive, where we have a physical picture of what we know we need or desire to do or accomplish, that goal. I am a child that wants to walk because I've been crawling all this time, and Mommy and Daddy encourage me to walk. I look at my siblings, and they're already walking, and they're trying to help me, and I just keep falling down and that's a struggle. And then I have that picture, wait, I want to walk. I have that desire to walk. Then I go forward. So, yes, there might not be many people who sign up for this at first. I wanted people to be aware of it. That's a desire that can be discharged. I want my life to be more stable in society and in the environment. I want to enjoy the environment that is externalized and internalized. I want these things to be healthy, whole, and well. These are desires, and I believe that these are needs, and I believe that these can be rights, not privileges, that are susceptible to the changing of political winds. I believe that they can be even more substantial than anything that is happening in politics. I'm not speaking of representation. I'm speaking of politics. Politicking is definitely different than representation. Again, representation is part of human society. And that can take different forms. Individual, community, representational, meritocratic, oligarchic, monarchic, etc. It's all representational government, and it's not limited to things that if you have children, or you have nieces and nephews, or you have family members or friends or neighbors, etc., and you are thinking what where are they going to be in, a few years, 10 years, 20 years, because time does go by as long as this planet rotates on itself and revolves around the center of a star. We're going to have time that keeps moving forward. We're going to age. We're going to watch others age. Where are they going to be in what climate? If I am only thinking about or concerned about this day, and I have no spiritual, mental, emotional, and or physical power to produce a healthy outcome for myself, my family, my community, one day, a week, a month, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the line, then there is something wrong. Now, this is just a structural outline of transformation. Again, to the will, philosophia, psyche, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom of the parts, throughout the parts of transformation, human perception, choice and will, self, society, environment, belief, thought, and feeling, the action, consequence, support, challenge, enforcement, and change. This is the transformation apparatus. It's a living organism. And I believe that through and by this structurally, it's the framework, is the skeletal system that brings foundation. Now, what we are doing here, what I am doing, even if there's only 3, 4, or 5 people that view this, July 21st, 2018, that will multiply. Because now it is in your spirit, it is in your pneuma, it is in your breath, this bright beacon transformation apparatus, which is just an apparatus in action. It's a new word, neologistically speaking. I don't know, always working together, always achieves a better outcome. Thank you very much.